Aurora HDR looks are made up of filters whose settings have been adjusted to get a particular look. They can also include textures, LUTs, blending modes, and opacity changes made to a filter or a layer. Let's start out by applying one of the many Aurora HDR looks that were created from professional photographers from around the world and including our own Skylum team. Start by opening a sample image. Let's process it by clicking the Create HDR button. Clicking the Aurora HDR Looks panel button on the top toolbar will toggle displaying or hiding the panel. You can press the keyboard shortcut Tab to hide or display both the Aurora HDR Looks panel and the side panel. Click Collections to examine the many Aurora HDR looks that are available. Let's start by selecting the Essentials collection. On the bottom, we have a thumbnail preview of the Aurora HDR look. Selecting a look will immediately apply it to the image. Now we could scroll through. I really like the high contrast look. Now if the look is too strong, we can slide the amount slider back a bit and it'll lessen the effect. Coming over to the side panel, let's click on the filters control and we're going to select Collapse All. Now here's what's really neat. Now notice some of the titles are in gold. Gold represents that filter has changes made to it. And if we look at the bottom thumbnail with a gold box, it shows that the high contrast was the Aurora HDR look we selected. Now the fun part begins. We're going to take this look that was created by a professional photographer and we're going to make it our own. From here, I'm going to select the polarizing filter and I'm going to drag the slider to the right and notice it's going to add a polarizing effect to the sky and to the bright areas. I also want to apply an adjustable gradient. For the top, let's darken it just a little bit. And for the bottom, let's dial back some of the highlights. Ooh, that's looking good. So now, polarizer filter and the adjustable gradient have turned gold, representing that we made changes. And if you look down here, the high contrast Aurora look that once was gold is now gone. This represents that we made changes to the base Aurora HDR look. To make this our own, click on Save Filter as an Aurora HDR look. Let's give it a descriptive name. Now I'm including the high contrast because that was the base Aurora HDR look we started with. When you're done, click the Create button. Any custom Aurora HDR look you create can be found in the User Aurora HDR Looks collection. How simple was that? We started with an Aurora HDR look created by our own Skylum team and professional photographers from around the world, and we made a few slight changes, then saved it as our own Aurora HDR look.